Why was Ophiuchus magic hidden? And what do the planets reveal about the true power of the 13th zodiac? Everything on Earth is changing right now because the universe, source, God, goddess, is bringing us into an entirely new phase. Humanity is being challenged right now, and if you've been feeling that, you're not alone. In fact, you're right on time. Because that flutter you feel in your heart when you think about the possibility of magic being more real, that's your soul recognizing that fear is not the answer to chaos, the stars are. You clicked on this video for a reason. Welcome, my magical friend. My name is Beth Hansen, and I am a solitary priestess and witch of the true sky, and a certified true sidereal astrologer. And if you are new to 13th sign Ophiuchus as part of the zodiac, then I have a free PDF down below called Unlock the New Zodiac. It shows you how astrology can be aligned with the stars and planets that match what astronomy, the science, is teaching us. It is the key to bring magic to life. The link is down below. Click on that. It'll go right to your inbox. Now let's dive right in to what the stars have to say and what I've learned about the power of Ophiuchus. Now, let me be perfectly clear. All the signs, they are pointing to what humanity has to do right now. And the fact is, we just need to grow up. We have been in this crazy adolescent phase for far too long. And the adults in the room, gods, goddesses, spirits, spirit guides, and if you go that way, angels, they all know that what we've been up to. And they're not buying our story about how we got into this mess, okay? And even the wisdom keepers from long ago predicted everything that was going to be happening, from the Hopi prophecy to Edgar Cayce. The prophecies are all there. By now, it should be pretty obvious that we are in the middle of a powerful shift. And getting buried under the debris or surrendering to fear is not an option for any of us. And the answers have been in the stars all along, even if we didn't recognize it in our minds and in our lives or in our seasonal ritual practices. It's been there. Now, let me share with you how I know on a soul level that the 13th sign of Ophiuchus and Mother Earth are working together to teach us the magic of soul and body transformation. And this is not my story of how I came to know about true sidereal astrology and that I was shocked by my change of my sign. Nope, this came 20 years before that, when I helped create a book called Enchanted Artists: Visions of Atlantis. Over 50 artists submitted their artwork to be in this book, including myself. And I also wrote the history and legend of Atlantis. And when I was writing it, I tapped into something ancient, something real, a gift that Spirit gave me. And my painting up here, that's the High Priestess of Atlantis. But I used the myth of Persephone and her symbolism when I painted it. Persephone, who had no name, she was just known as the maiden. And then Hades fell in love with her, made a pact with Zeus, and brought her into the underworld to be his wife. And her mother Demeter, the goddess of all green and growing things, was devastated. But thanks to the magic of Hecate, goddess of witches, a pact was struck, and she returned as a queen with the name Persephone. But not everything in that painting is from that myth. Something else happened. And right now, today, the true sky is showing us what is really going on here on Mother Earth and how every soul can access that energy right now. This is the story of the magic of the planets and the constellation Ophiuchus, the 13th sign. Here's the cycle we see in the stars. The moon, the sun, and every other planet makes the same journey as Persephone did, leaving the comfort of the arms of Mother Earth in Virgo and entering a place where they have to have their souls tested to see if they can go forward into the underworld. And that is Libra. And once they get there, they are confronted not just by Scorpio, this intense, deep water sign. So we started in earth, went through air, and now we are in water. But what else is there? Antares, the Antares, the sign, the heart of the scorpion, and the watcher of the west, also known as Archangel Uriel, holding the flaming sword. This is that moment. And what happens next? Our traveling planet crosses through Ophiuchus, this place of deep healing. And this is the element of spirit or plasma, from which all elements and all other creation is made, also known as ether. And when it gets there, at the very end is the galactic center, the black hole Sagittarius A. It is the birth canal. It is the portal between our universe, our galaxy, and the rest of the universe and other galaxies and other universes so far away, passing across that and then entering Sagittarius, where it's a new birth of optimism and alchemy of what they are going to build through that fire energy. So if you are understanding what I'm putting down, if you're picking it up and you have cast circles calling on the different quarters and doing things according to the elements with spirit above, you know that magic. Comment below, because I want to make sure that people are following along, because this is where things get really interesting. The moon, she does this every month. And the sun, Mercury, and Venus, they do this every year. Now Mars does this about every 1.88 years, almost 2 years. So it doesn't do it every year like the other personal planets. And the last time that the personal planets made this pilgrimage together was in December 2025, and it was spectacular. Let me show you their journey in the real stars through the magic of technology and the astronomy app called Stellarium that I use for all of my astrology. On December 11th, Mars was the first personal planet to cross the galactic center as Knight and Father of Heaven to boldly lead our personal planets into Sagittarius, a fire planet moving into the fire sign. Then on December 18th, that is when the sun, also known as the Son of Heaven, followed, bringing more fire into fire. And just one day after that, on December 19th, Moon was twice born. First at the galactic center, then as the new moon in Sagittarius, bringing water into fire. And she was followed on December 22nd. Venus was crowned Queen of Heaven when she passed through the galactic center, bringing Earth into fire. And December 30th, 2025 at 2140 Central Standard Time in the U.S., Mercury is the final personal planet to cross the threshold and be reborn, bringing air into fire. We are part of this solar system, this galaxy, this Earth. And as her children, we are also transformed with these planets because she's getting that energy sent her way as well. And because the planets are a reflection of ourselves, as above, so below, as within, so without. All is one, and we have access to it through our magic. And that is how true sidereal astrology helps us navigate these energies. And I know that is an awful lot to take in, and if you're ready to, but you can take your first step really easily by grabbing the free PDF down below, unlock the new zodiac, and remember, put down there in the comments Zodiac Unlocked once you've clicked on that button and put in your email. I'll send it right to you. And if you are hungry for more and you have questions that need answers to right now, then I have got you covered, my magical bestie. Join me live on May 30th for my masterclass, A Look at the Houses in True Sky Astrology. There is a link below so you can claim your spot for that. And be sure to type in the comments, star spot claimed. Speaking of looking at things differently, when I take a look at my painting of the Priestess of Atlantis, I was having my own holy spaceballs moment. Because I saw things I didn't see before and I painted the darn thing 20 years ago, right? Here's what I discovered. I saw her for who she truly is, the Priestess of Ophiuchus. And the symbols are clear. On the torch, this brass snake is climbing up towards the top, towards the flame. This is Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, on the edge of Sagittarius. And the window, the portal to the stars behind her, yeah, I told you about that portal, the galactic center. And the full moon in the night sky, the fullness of divine light in the darkness, reflecting on your heart and soul to bring it into being once in the month. You know who you are, witches. She holds that amethyst above her head, and that represents the higher self, the crown chakra, the seventh chakra, and that is the seat of your highest self. That is how you access the gods, goddesses, and everything. And of course, her red dress. That is the goddess in her most sensual and sex magic energy, ready to unite with the male and bring into being by union, not opposition, not as a teeter-totter, but by union in that area of the sky. That first chakra, raw sexuality for both men and women coming together. And there is also, of course, on the other side of her, the bowl of pomegranates, the bargain struck, the evidence of goddess traveling back and forth between this world and the other world. Think about that, okay? Initiated in the 13th sign of divine feminine power, Ophiuchus, the vessel, sharing the sky with the divine masculine power, the shaft. This is the chalice and the blade together. This is that union. Sophia and Christos, the God and the goddess, Mary Magdalene and Yeshua ben Joseph, healed and whole, all is one. This is what needs to happen. We are not supposed to fight each other. We're supposed to unite with each other and embrace each other in love. Everyone is supposed to come together and grow up and have that union. Because Ophiuchus is the place where we as mortal beings here on Mother Earth become one with the infinite universe, with the power of God, Goddess, Source, Great Spirit, whatever it is, we can unite with it. And each planet shows us the way for each aspect of our being. The sun, the spirit that embodies and gives this 3D mortal stuff life and animates us. Then the moon, that is our heart, our emotional access to these energies and the flow. So fire and water, Mercury, how do we speak and listen and learn? That is what we do on the day-to-day with each other. And then we have, of course, the beautiful creatrix, the goddess, Venus, love and beauty, teaching us about union, teaching us how matter below is guided by spirit in its fullness, in its divine feminine. And then Mars, the divine masculine, however you want to see feminine as inward, masculine as outward, yin and yang. We all have this in us. I have it too. And Mars is how we lead, how we show up, how we take charge, how we be brave and face the unknown. That is Mars's job, and sometimes he's a bit of a trickster because he'll try anything once without thinking about it. Okay? And then there's Jupiter, the guru, the big kahuna, the energy that reverberates and travels across this cycle every 12 years. So up until now, it's been much more frequent. But Jupiter, that's a 12-year cycle. And with that comes the optimism, the luck, the fortune, and the connection to the higher mind in many ways. It is the fire of spirit. It is manifesting through identity and becoming your highest self. And then we have Saturn, and that is the teacher, the taskmaster, the one who is guarding the visible edge of the universe, the last planet we can see with our naked eyes. That is Saturn. That is the end of everything up until we discovered those outer planets. Now, Saturn, 29-year cycle. It is the big one, it is the slow one, it has the most impact. Yes, I've had my Saturn return in the past year, and yes, I'm here to teach you everything I've learned during this time and help you find your teacher and your discovering. And if I'm your teacher, I would love to be that, and I am a Sag rising. So I am governed by Jupiter. So yeah, I bring a lot of spirit, a lot of optimism, and a lot of hope. After Saturn, we have Uranus, that 84-year cycle, and he's pulling in the messages from the outer universe. He can see much farther than Mercury. We have this collective informer shaking things up because he can see things that we can't see, that Mercury can't see, that none of the other inner planets can see. We can see that through connecting with Uranus, and that is another air sign, and he opens up the way for the universe to really shift us as a collective. So while there may be points in your life where he's very active in helping you, it is all in service of the collective, of Mother Earth herself, in a generational way to help with this. And that goes for all the outer planets. So Uranus is doing that through air, and Neptune does it through water. Not calm water, not misty water. Sometimes it's calm and misty, but sometimes it is a massive storm. And Neptune is stirring the waves and stirring the pot of our collective feeling and emotion, influencing things on the earth that are liquid and have to do with water. So the oceans, the water in our bodies, that is more close to the moon, and she's got a lot to say about that, especially for women. But Neptune is doing this transformation through Ophiuchus on that level. And Pluto, of course, that fire, he's the god of the underworld. He unites things with that transformation. And no, it is not an easy planet And it is more than generational. This is like big societal fluxes and waves. Okay? It goes there. And Neptune, yeah, that's about 160 some years. So yeah, a few generations. Pluto is 249. What's going on here? Because I talked about and I showed you how those 5 planets passing through Ophiuchus all within 20 days. These 3 outer planets making that same transition between 1977 and 2001 within just 24 years. So there were babies born, Neptune in Ophiuchus, 1977 to 1982. With Neptune, that watery energy, bringing that spirituality to Mother Earth, holding their collective energy and their collective transformation, and having that as part of what they're supposed to do for the collective. And then Uranus in Ophiuchus, 1984 to 1987. And that is the messages, the outsiders coming into understanding as a generation. And there's a lot of overlap between those 2 generations coming into this new birth, right? And then Pluto, 2001 through 2007, 6 years, where people were born in Pluto in the beginning of this millennium. They say this is fucked, and we're gonna make sure that we get rid of what there is. We're gonna unfuck all the stuff, and we need to rebuild things. Because they already have the vision of their possibly parents born in Neptune, and family members and community, and part of the linked generation born in Ophiuchus with Uranus in the 80s. So yeah, lots going on. And the next Uranus cycle begins in 2067. And the next Neptune cycle, 2142. And the next Pluto cycle, 2250. We're talking about over a 200-year span of when they are making their next transitions through Ophiuchus compared to 24 years. This is the real magic that's happening. And we all chose to be born here. I do believe in reincarnation and finding your truth through understanding the real sky and what's really happening with these big planets and these personal planets. What's happening globally, what's happening in our society as a whole, and how we personally can transform much more frequently different aspects of ourself in order to be able to be reborn and handle those. Now, one simple action for you is to find Ophiuchus in your chart, because I'm not going to leave you without any homework. I wouldn't be a very good teacher if I did that, now would I? So grab your free True Sidereal chart. If you don't have one saved on your phone or wherever you're watching from, go ahead. There's a link below to grab that chart and grab a piece of paper, journal, or notebook. Draw a circle and then draw a horizontal line. This is the horizon. Okay, and once you've got that horizontal line, draw the symbol or name of Ophiuchus in the circle, in the half of the circle, where it roughly matches your birth chart. Next, draw the symbol or name of any planet, or write the name of any planets next to Ophiuchus, if there is one right there or something that has just been reborn. And here's what I want you to do. Look at that, feel your way into it, and if it's above the horizon, that means your spiritual nature and how you are reborn in this time and how you're collecting all of these energies are more public, more in with community, and you are comfortable with that. And if it's below the horizon, if your Ophiuchus and the planets that are with it are below the horizon, it means that your spiritual nature and your connection to Ophiuchus and when the planets go through it, the transformations, that's happening on a more private and personal level. With family, friends, in your own heart. Those changes are happening in the home. Now, write down any thoughts or feelings, including whether it feels true or false. No judgment, just write down how it feels. Or type in the comments, I found my 13th sign, or anything else you have to share. Questions are most welcome. From the constellations come the true light of the universe and the patterns they have to teach us. Vibration and energy on how they're connected are all traveling through space and time, connecting with Mother Earth and rippling across her electromagnetic field. This is something that you are connecting to whether you know it or not, with every beat of your heart. This is why witches follow the seasons and tap into these energies using herbs, using tools and magical rituals with beautiful things and crystals and jewelry that help harness this energy and bring it into their daily lives, into the present moment. I call it magic. Other names are Reiki, Prana, Chi, Ki, Mana, the Holy Spirit, the Force, synchronicity. The magic of Ophiuchus is no longer hidden. You can see it by looking up to the stars and watching the planets do their dance on the zodiac. And you can feel it by looking within and listening to the voice of love in your heart, because ultimately that's the energy of the universe in your life and in your magic. And now that you know what every planet reveals about the hidden magic of Ophiuchus, you just might be wondering, why was Ophiuchus forbidden and what every zodiac house reveals? When you combine what you just learned about the planets in Ophiuchus with what's in this video right up here, it's way more powerful. So blessed be, namaste, and all that jazz. And I will see you in the next video.